There were 4 locations today for this Little League and Softball League. We had 16 teams here. If the schedule was compressed and we had some stragglers, which set us off. But if you have a razor sharp schedule, you're going to hit, you can do it in 10 minutes. I don't recommend trying to do it in 10 minutes. I recommend a 15 to 20 minute schedule. That goes back to setting your own schedule. So if this is a retail league, meaning that the league isn't paying for something for each kid, a memory made or small package, you're only going to be photographing the kids that either prepaid, have their order form right then and there, or you may be saying, hey, I'm going to be putting these online anyways afterward. Maybe you want to set those at a higher price because you want to reward people that prepaid. Only photographing the people that want to be photographed. For every team, there's 8 to 10 players, so we were photographing 4 or 5 each time. First team showed up late, and that sort of sets the pattern. So you keep a brave face, you're polite and nice to everybody, have to roll with it, and tell them, hey, thank you for your patience, and we'll get to you as soon as I finish this team up. If you can't always do this, but if you can tell the league, hey, let me build the schedule for you, we're the professionals, but I'll take that load off of you. You gotta phrase it that way. Then you can put 15, 20 minutes to give that wiggle room. If you can build some padding in the schedule, you're setting yourself up for success. And that's what we struggled with today. But I came out because of my background, you'll know it. Did this for a decade. It's a lot easier for me to be the person helping parents with order forms, writing DSC numbers or image numbers, just keeping things organized. You're hurting the kids, but you're also hurting the parents. Right? Yeah, we were up here on this ridge. I'm going to pan around here and see. There's not really a great spot to set up groups and individuals. You look, you got 3 fields playing here, and the middle school here is set right in the middle of a residential area. Back up to people's houses, which isn't ideal for photography. I mean, you got a chain link fence. You can't be on the field with the sun. Like, where's the sun going to track? Because if you can use natural shade, that's always preferred. Or you can set up scrims. We went as basic as getting easy ups for our photographers. We can set up an array of easy ups, just a shade light. You know, you're using off-camera flashes. You probably be on battery packs, not on. You seldom have a generator to run the lights. So you want to be able to, if you can stop down, use a wider aperture, and preserve your battery life, all the better. So where we ended up setting up after we walked the property, we actually set up in this little nook up here in the corner. You get some foliage behind you. You're going to be hard pressed that they ever have a baseball field in the background, because picture day is usually also on game day. So we couldn't set up with a backdrop in there, in a dugout or anything like that, and do some higher end portrait work. So we set up in this corner over here because we had sort of this flat foliage behind us. We had these trees that tracked over us for all 4 both groups and individuals. Joe was using a 70 to 200 and then a 24 to 70 for the groups. And we were able to shoot at a nice focal length and crop out the houses, crop out the new trees that are growing over here. So the kids were here. After going through 20 teams, we got a little mud hole here. So then you end up moving the group forward here. So this foliage, when you're shooting at f4, like I was saying, we were able to shoot at a wider aperture. We may have talked about it on an earlier video about setting up to where the less lights you have to move around, the better off you are. Okay. But even here, Joe didn't have to move his main or fill to accomplish anything extra. He just grabbed his camera with the short lens and off he went. Using, I think they're called Godox. Okay. Godox, they're a Chinese brand, but they're apparently the new hotness. They're modular, they use lithium-ion batteries, and they have built-in poppers. But there's no exterior battery pack. Main and fill. We had 2 lights set up. Brad, being a portrait background, what's going to be great about these pictures, the quality is going to be phenomenal. Most volume photographers aren't going to go out and shoot at f4 for their individuals. A lot of them don't have a background in portrait work, right? If they're targeting, they can come in and offer a higher quality product. Now, where they're going to struggle possibly is coming to terms with you can't spend more than 30 seconds to a minute with a kid. Sometimes you just have to say, okay, that picture's good enough. If I keep trying to take a picture of the kid, it's just going to get worse and worse, sort of chasing a smile. And oftentimes that first picture is the one that you want. Yeah, I recommend that, because you're going to get those parents that walk up and say, I didn't know I needed to order, or I don't know how to order, and they're like, I'll just order online later. They just make the assumption. And you say, yep, they're going to be online. You'll be getting, they'll be sending out an email. If you're using MVP, yes, everything, the prepay's there, the proofing's there, it's all built in to the cost. I've learned after the shoot today that this league, and you will, if you get into this, you'll realize this. Each league has a personality, each school has a personality. Some are organized, some are not. So I would encourage taking more ownership of the process, setting the schedule, helping them market to get the information out. Put signs at each field, say, hey, picture day is today, we're located here. So, and you can go as simple as the more cheaper and inexpensive yard signs, or sandwich boards work really well for that. If you want to get really fancy, you can get some of those big marketing flags, those curved ones that you can stand 6 feet up to like 20 feet tall. If you're really invested, it's a big league, I recommend those. Uniforms are important. I really like the dry fit stuff. You see I'm rocking Columbia, Under Armour, Nike, all looks great. I'm not a big fan of boring polos and button-ups. I think in today's market,
dress like a coach.
Dress like a coach. I actually use that phrase all the time. That's my tip, that's my take. Dress like a coach is the way to go. So if you have never shot a league before, there's little things you won't be thinking about. Stay hydrated, bring snacks, because it's going to be fast and furious. You're just going to stay hydrated, you're going to be moving a lot. Sunscreen, super important. If it's a long shoot, you'll be miserable the next day. Uniforms are important. Matching, so you look the part, is always important. Or, color scheme. That's how we had red, white, and blue. I like sunglasses, but I have eyes that are sensitive to the sun, so I always practice sunglasses. It's those little details, and just make sure if you think you have enough pins and rubber bands and all those things we've talked about in a previous video in school shooting, it applies to sports shooting as well.
Excellent.
Have all those little things. Make sure your spare forms are all